Yeah. I mean, it's good to kind of know what you want, like how you want people to gather and remember you. You know,
Right.
that's important because that's the best way to honor you in the afterlife. You don't have any say while it's happening, but at least you can say, "Hey, these are my wishes," right?
Right. Exactly.
Like, I don't know, I've thought about it, like, hopefully, hopefully I get to live my life until I'm old, and then, I'm just like a happy, just confused little happy lady, and you know, like someone can just take me out to, like, visit the ocean and be like, "Hey, go over there." And then like it's fine. And then like I'm just like, "Look at all the water." And then like and then that's it. And then I'm happy. And then you guys can just and then like be one of the
Yeah.
You're breaking up, Kara.
Yeah, Kara's breaking up a little bit. I don't know if Kara got the memo, but I'm pretty sure that her and Jatovi are going to live to be like 200, 250. I'm already convinced of that. So, Jatovi, you're going to be like a person that's sitting up there, 250, and your kids will still be around and everything. They'll only be like 220 or something like that, but y'all will still be around doing all of that because I'm convinced that y'all are like from another dimension, the entire family. So I'm convinced that y'all are going to be around for a while in this
I
video
mean,
game space.
possibly. I mean, if there's a TV show called Upload that's on Amazon Prime, they can put me in the take my well. The premise is they take your consciousness
Mm-hmm.
and they digitize it and place you within a simulation. So you're stuck in a computer the rest of your life after you die. Well, and technically you don't die, you just continue to live, but you're in the simulation now because your consciousness is there. That is actually something that they are testing, by the way.
Wow.
That is a real thing. I mean, it's not something that's happening currently right now, but yeah, that's just the premise of the TV show. But they're actually, yeah, there's people or there are researchers trying to figure out how they can save one's consciousness onto a not a cell phone, but on their data,
It's
and their
interesting.
consciousness lives on.
It's
I mean,
interesting you said that.
that's
Go
kind
ahead.
of disrespectful though to life, because I mean, it's like
Ponce
you're
de
trapping
Leon
your
wanted to live
soul,
forever.
and people's souls are supposed to live on and move on and actually help the people they love in the afterlife.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So remember, Ponce de Leon. It was always a search for that well to live forever. And we're the average lifespan now in comparison to I mean, as it progresses, has gotten longer and longer. So we're always searching for that I guess that way to live longer. So is that also one of those disrespectful things, or is this just a different way of having that same thing that we've been searching for happen?
But along
If
those
you
same lines,
do,
Jatovi, because there's been some
I'm gonna
conversation.
punch you.
Macho, right? There's been some conversation about AI and the sentient beings. I know that there was a article recently about the concern and belief about AI, and that's
oh,
artificial intelligence.
hold on to that thought real quick, Mark. I want you guys to listen to what they talk about here.
Okay.
So there you go. It starts off. We're doing this controversial game.
Montana, big sky country, the treasure state. People got a lot of names for it. I just call it home.
Lived here my whole life. Still amazed at how beautiful it is.
Maybe that's what blinded us to how ugly the people were getting. Good day to you, brother.
You don't understand. No one took these groups seriously.
They were different. Religious. Militant. It was a goddamn cult.
Collapse is upon us, my children.
They started
Proud
buying
Boy?
up every miles. Then the radio station.
Yeah.
Not long after that, they even had the fucking cops.
Their own sovereign religious state. built right here, under our noses.
Ain't no one coming to help us. The government can't do shit. We're on our own.
Fans, we save those lost souls, whether they want to be saved or not.
People don't want to believe groups like this exist.
People are scared, man.
Some will wish to harm us. Some will wish to destroy all that we have built here together. Some will betray us.
We don't know what he's capable of. Who? Their leader.
Joseph Seed.
They call him the Father.
And those in the outside world are blind. They do not believe. They have no faith. But I will make them see.
Ew.
Hey, Rookie. Rookie. You're wasting your time. There's no signal out here. Crossing over the Henbane now.
Oh, fuck, there he is.
Crazy motherfucker. Jesus.
We're officially in Peggy country.
How much longer? Just long enough for you to change your mind. So we can turn this bird around. You want me to ignore a federal warrant, Sheriff? No, sir. I want you to understand the reality of this situation. Joseph Seed, he's not a man to be fucked with. We've had run-ins with him before. They haven't always gone our way. Just sometimes. Sometimes it's best to leave well enough alone. Yeah, well, we have laws for a reason, Sheriff. And Joseph Seed's gonna learn that. Pratt, open a comm with dispatch. 10-4. Whitehorse to dispatch, over.
Go ahead, Mom.
We're approaching the compound, Nancy. Over.
Roger, Sheriff. You still planning to go through with this? Over.
We are. Unfortunately, still trying to talk some sense into our friend, the Marshal. Over.
All right. Lucky I'm not there. Get into any trouble, you just let me know. Over.
10-4, over and out.
Maybe we should have brought Nancy along with us instead of the Proby. These Peggies wouldn't fuck with her.
Pratt.
Why do you keep calling them Peggies? Project at Eden's Gate, PEG. Peggies is what the locals call them. You know, they started off harmless enough a few years back, but now they are armed to the teeth. Yeah, they're looking for a fight. Are you scared, Sheriff?
We're here. Compound's just below.
So yeah, you think about how the camps are and how
idea.
Last chance, Marshal. We're going in. Settle down. Right, roger that.
remember the what was the guys that took over the third conservatory?
You still there?
Took over which conservatory?
The Bundys.
You don't hear from us in
Yeah,
15 minutes.
Oh.
We'll call the goddamn National Guard if you have to. Over.
Or similar to almost like Waco, right?
Yep.
Now listen up.
But if you think about all those things,
Keep your guns in your
so this became controversial because it touched on that whole religion stuff and also dealing with U.S. Marshals. And if you think about the Bundy situation, how they were in a
Let's go.
armed standoff. But yeah, people got upset over this game because of those situations.
I mean, Jacoby isn't part of it. And this is just my thoughts, but we seem to have a lot of people that, because of, I guess, of COVID and race relations and a number of other things in the war in Ukraine, are in like this survival mode. And there's a lot of survivalists that are out there, and they are very, I mean, they have some good thoughts in terms of like wanting to be able to live off the land and things of that nature. But then there are some of them that are almost like these characters, quite scary and all of that. It definitely seems to be in a more survivalist mindset than these things. But I've even heard a lot of people that, you know, people would think we're not going to have those thoughts, saying that they are ready to go off and live off the land or go off the beaten path or, you know, kind of get off the grid, as the saying used to go, and all of that.
Portugal.
You're heading to Portugal? Heard good things about Portugal. I've actually got a acquaintance that comes from Lisbon, and they keep saying good things about Portugal. Could be fun.
Yeah, but they
See, and if you think about what is it?
Not every club.
Hate to go back to your analogy that you didn't like, Kara, but remember Gilead? That was a whole push with that. But if you think about how the Proud Boys have their logos that they try and push to get people to push out, all the different.
Dogs.
Yep, there's a dog right there.
No, you're good. You can say it. I understand why you went there. I get it.
Yeah, it's just an easy one. Easy one. Pop
I
culture.
know.
Right there.
Just tell me when to shut up.
No, because I will never tell you when to do that.
Never tell you that.
Well, you totally can.
I'm gonna tell you to talk more.
Don't let any of these people in there. Rookie, on me. Just
As you're like, speaking of crazy ass white women, here's Kara Olker.
you're about to get your name in the paper.
Not your name in the paper.
You'll be fine.
It's either holding church, they've got military attire and everything. It's a cult.
Okay. We are creepy.
But if you think about the people that stormed on January 6th, it was a cult.
Be your reckoning.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
That is why we started the project.
There are some of those that would argue that they are not a cult, that they were just good, devout Trump supporters.
Try to take from us. Take our guns. Take our freedom. Take our faith.
Doesn't that sound familiar?
We will
Take
not.
our gun, take our freedom, take our faith.
We will not let their greed, or their immorality, or their depravity hurt us anymore.
Sure.
There will be no more suffering.
Joseph C. I have a warrant issued for your arrest on the suspicion of kidnapping with the intent to harm. Now, I want you to step forward and keep your hands where I can see them.
There they are. The locusts in our garden.
See, they've come for me. They've come to take me away from you. They've come to destroy all that we've built.
Do not touch that service weapon. Hold on and don't stand down. Stand down. Everyone calm down.
Well, we knew this moment would come. We've prepared for it. Go. Go. God will not let them take me.
I saw when the lamb
And Kara, did you notice?
when I heard as it were the noise
All
of
men,
the four beasts say,
based on the religious context.
And I saw.
Oh, I'm
And you see the only
very
female
familiar with this type of narrative.
Yeah.
You familiar with
That's
what?
why, again, this is why it became one of the most controversial games to come out, was the way that they played this, the way that they pushed this narrative and made sure to accent this is bad, and people took offense to it.
Rook, put the cuffs on him.
Yeah.
Sometimes the best thing to do is to walk away.
Huh.
But then it gets into a first-person shooter, and it's actually really cool. But now, you got to walk him to the helicopter.
Mark left us.
Oh, Mark disappeared again.
Marshall, take point. We're going right.
On it.
Stay on the path, rookie.
I didn't think y'all wanted to hear me crunching on bread and fish, so that's why I disappeared, and I may disappear again since I'm crunching on bread and fish.
I'm a little worried that you're crunching on
Fishes and loaves.
Everyone, keep back!
Rookie, keep up.
I am a federal marshal. I'm ordering you to stand back.
Stand down.
Stand back! Get back! Get the fuck back!
Was the marshal just shot?
No, he's shooting in the air to tell people to stay back. And a person just jumped into the blade, so now they're spinning out of control.
Ooh. That is insane that they would just jump into the blades.
That's a cult.
I know, but it's like, wow, this happens.
So now this is when you wake up, and then this is when the actual game begins. And as you see, Joseph is gone.
Oh! Come in! Over!
A wretch like me.
Please, are you there? Is somebody there? Please.
I told you God wouldn't let you take me.
Please. I need to know what's going on.
Dispatch. Everything is just fine here. I don't need to call anymore.
Yes, Father. Praise be to you.
Oh.
Yep. So the people following Joseph were handling the dispatch.
God has kept you under the shadow of his wings. Everything is unfolding according to God's plan. I'm still here with you. The first seal has been broken. The collapse has begun. We will take what we need. We will preserve what we have. We will kill all those who stand in our way. These, the harbingers of doom, will see the truth. Begin the reaping!
We gotta get out of here.
Get the fuck off
Jesus Christ! Get the fuck out of here!
Let the bird. God will. This is their punishment.
Ooh, little hit.
Yep. Yep. Now I got to duck around this stuff and run away.
Oh.
Ah,
Stop getting hit.
I'm trying.
getting hit.
Anything over here? Oops, wrong button.
Wrong button.
Run over here and hide in the bushes.
Those look like some mighty thin bushes, Jacoby. I don't know how much hiding you're going to do in those bushes.
Hey, as long as they're not shooting at me anymore. And there's somebody over at that house. I don't want to mess with that house yet.
We'll go over there.
Find it.
The Amityville their house is over there.
People are yelling. I can hear them.
Yep. They're totally yelling at you.
Whoop.
She missed something.
No, they saw me. So so in this game, whenever you see, I should be playing with a mouse and keyboard instead of
What are you doing it with?
the controller. But whenever you see that arrow pop up, that means people are able to see me.
Mm.
See, it tells you right there your stealth detection. So if when they start to see you, then it's harder to take them out. But
yeah.
I'm trying to sneak up on the people.
I know you're trying to
take them all.
That's your tactic. That's your style. Sneak up on.
As you're like boogie, 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 boogie.
Do like he does with his kids. Just go over there and tickle them. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Tickle, tickle, tickle.
Come here, Joseph.
Tickle, tickle, tickle.
Hello? Anyone hearing me? Hello? It's Ferg. Hello? I think I lost him. I see a trailer here. A long bridge. I'm gonna try and get inside. Out there, listen. If anyone's still alive,
Hurry! One of them's trapped in Lloyd's trailer. We'll get him. The father will see to that.
Hey, Toby and Kara, I don't know how it is there in Ohio, but I know here in North Carolina it's been hot as all get out the last few days and everything.
Holes around here.
Are there any games about heat and hotness that are actually out there, or a game on the opposite side about coolness, so you can imagine that you're in a cool environment?
There are tons of games about heat and hotness. I mean, there are tons of games that have that actual mechanic in there.
They make the game hot for you.
So there are games that you're playing a vampire and you got to stay away from. Ooh, there are a ton of people right there. I don't want to mess with them. Oh, I can sneak up on them. I'm gonna get them. They may have a weapon.
They got a weapon. You need that weapon.
I think I found the trail here.
Oh Lord.
Vampire games that have to do with heat. Ooh.
Flag over there. I don't want to mess with that flag.
Okay.
It's been raining here lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was kind of chilly-ish today. I was like, it's fall. It's September out. And then it got warmer. But yeah, it's been raining.
All right, I don't think he can see me.
Whenever we get the rain, then we get the humidity afterwards. And we did get a couple of days of rain.
Yeah.
But then the humidity made it sticky and worse.
Yeah, smuggy.
There we go. Give me the gun. Make it light a little bit easier. Got some ammo.
Yeah.
Woo! Out there.
Oh my goodness.
Ouch! Stop shooting me! Run away!
You don't want to run away.
They're running scared. I got her. She's over there. God wants you gone. Shut up and give me some claps. Right there.
Oh.
Keep hands up. Yeah, no, damn it, who's shooting now? The hell? And he will quiet you with his blow. We're gonna find
There's one over here. They're all around me.
I can see you.
Where? Run away! Oh, there you go.
You cannot hide from God. We gotta find that.
What is kind of like hitting a little hard right now is how there's like, oh, I forget. I don't want to incorrectly reference, but there's like a video in particular of one pastor, at least one, talking about how, like, just what one of the guys said earlier, like, God wants you dead. He was saying that, and that people who are gay should be shot in the head, and that's just like, it just gets me, because I mean that it's actually being said right now.
Yep. And again, these are all things that they put in this game, and it really, a lot of it does hit home. And that the same, this game and the Nazi game, these are the two where I felt different about playing it.
Yeah, definitely. It's like one of these things where afterwards it's like, I'm honored to happy, and then afterwards do some heavy reflecting and grounding and shaking off that energy, because yeah.
It's interesting you say that, because that's part of the way I feel sometimes, and I don't even remember what either of your religious beliefs are, but that's sometimes what I feel when I go into certain Christian churches that have that. It's not just Christian, it's all kinds of faiths that have that my way and the highway kind of attitude, because maybe it's just my kind of belief system, because I believe that the folks that will make it to heaven's gates will be of a variety of nationalities, variety of orientations, variety of definitely both genders, and definitely all kinds of styles of people. But then you get some of these folks that have that kind of like, you have to come in through my portal of entry, otherwise you're not going to make it. And to me, that just seems almost like counterintuitive to what folks should be about if they're about true peace and true wisdom and things of that nature. But like I said, that is my attitude and my beliefs, and I know there are some others that might have different thoughts.
Well, remember, we've slowly become a selfish nation.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
That's a. By the way, that was a glitch in the game where that person just stood there.
Yeah, it was like he.
Hey.
Very weird. That kind of remind me of some of those old war games.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be going to where that yellow arrow is, but I'm hunting around right now. I need to go to that yellow arrow. That guy right there is.
Trying to find the yellow photo.
God damn it!
Well, Jacoby, while you're playing this game, and this game is fascinating. I was going to come back to my other question. What are your thoughts about this notion of AI being sentient? Because apparently there's a lot of conversation around that, including that China says that it has AI that can read minds, which might be a scary thought and everything, depending on what your mind thoughts are and all of that. Because you might not want it to read your mind, but whether it's a good thought or a bad thought.
It's on the way. There's not much we can do with it. You heard about the Google employee that got fired for talking about the Google AI being sentient.
Mm-hmm.
I won't stop till I get you.
I did hear about that one.
Wait till we get our hands on you.
And apparently there's some app that's very popular among the AI folks, something called Replica. So there's more than 10 million people that have joined Replica, and around 10% of them are apparently active users. So it's supposed to be an empathetic friend for you. So this is supposed to be an empathetic friend that you get to hang out with you and all of that. So I guess they've got a app that is supposed to be sentient as well, and there's some Replica users that believe that AI is sentient.
So, you know, Tamagotchi was one of the precursors of all this AI stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like just get us.
Yep.
Hey, Jacoby, wasn't the ultimate precursor though the Pet Rock?
I mean, yeah, because that was your imagination.
Exactly. The Pet Rock or the what was the one with
Oh, Jesus Christ. Rook, I'm sorry. I thought they got you. Come on. Come on. Come on. Check the room, Rook.
Wait, so what happened to the guy you were playing?
No idea.
So I am playing.
Thanks for answering, Marshall.
We're putting this whole family away. All of them.
Where is your opponent at?
Yeah, where's the guy?
Who, you mean Joseph?
No, the other guy that you were playing.
Yeah.
All right. Here's what we're gonna do.
You mean when I had to choose the person?
There's a road out there.
So I chose the female, but he's just one of the other, what they call her NPCs or non-playable characters.
With a goddamn story. Take out the rest of this.
I thought you chose the guy with the floppy hair who was sitting next to the Marshal at first.
Oh, no. So all that happened after I chose the individual.
Is you against the machine, or is there a component where you actually do have actual opponents that are somewhere in this world?
So you can, I mean, it does have an online version where you do play individuals.
Give it to him! Clear him out so we can make a break!
This is just the story mode, so you get to see all the story stuff that's happening.
Lay down some cover! Right there! Don't touch! Don't touch! Got the keys to the truck! Cover me! Please! Keep him off me! Here I come!
Jacoby, I'm reading this article that says that there was a bump in people playing video games during the pandemic, but now they're expecting it, I guess, to taper off. But there's still going to be a lot of people playing video games because it says that the number of U.S. digital gamers is supposed to reach 179.6 million by this year. So who knows what the heck it'll be by 2023. So they're all expecting that this year.
I mean, it's a good release in terms of letting people, like even a first-person shooter like this, a lot of individuals enjoy just sitting here and just playing because it's a good stress relief. You're not in a real world. So yeah, it's only going to continue to grow.
Not to be counterintuitive to what we're all about, because it is a video game and show and everything, but we also have Kara here, who is our health and wellness person, among other things. But I do sometimes wonder, and I just wonder your thoughts, because I even sometimes wondered about with my nephews, when you hear all of these kind of shots and gunshots and things of that nature, as to what it might be doing to our own mental health, and particularly the mental health of those that are younger and maybe don't necessarily have the wherewithal to deal with it. I was just wondering both of your thoughts around that, because it just popped in my head as I was hearing all of these gunshots. I'm not saying that I haven't played gun games myself. Did Toby?
Oh, I was in the middle of I thought Kara was taking it. Oh, Kara disappeared. Oh, so I do know. Okay, well, I'm just dead on that one now. I just died. I do know that a lot of the game developers definitely sit there and they will actually they pay a lot of money to do checks with psychology and psychiatrists and everything else on their video games. So there is a lot of back end stuff that does happen when they're trying to put these games out. So in terms of what does it do, it does as much as any movie does, or it does just a tad bit more than any movie does. I'll say it because it's more interactive,
right?
But it's not this magic thing that, oh well, this is the cause for, because a lot of people get into that hey, video games are the cause of why the gun violence is so high. That's not true. Not true at all. Every country has this game in it, just about, and other games just like it, but only this country has the gun violence around it. Right. So it's tough to say that it does anything more than what a movie would do outside of adding the interactive factor. So I mean, again, it's a stress relief. That interactive factor is just a stress relief for individuals, like playing Call of Duty. A lot of people play Call of Duty, which is similar to this, but it's just a stress relief. People play it to get away from the world that they're in right now. People play. People will play Fall Guys. Fall Guys is another game that a lot of people play. I mean, it's not as violent as this, but again, it's just another stress relief type game. It's just something for people to play. I'm not a fan of allowing little kids to play games like this. However, you have to be that parent to make that choice on how your kid reacts to whatever.
Right.
So it's hard to say, hey, look, I'm not going to be involved in my child's activities, so I'm just going to let my child play whatever and not even think about it. I mean, it's no different. Again, are you just going to let your child watch whatever TV show and not even think about it?
Yeah, that makes sense. I hate to admit it, Toby, but I watched a movie that I had wanted to see for a while, and some people say that it is as good as a comparison movie. Other people say that it is not as good, and I'd love to hear your thoughts, since we sometimes talk about different things. But I stumbled across, and I remember hearing about it because Cher is featured in it, but I stumbled across Burlesque, and I remember being a fan of another movie that was in that similar vein called Showgirls. and all of that. And some people say that Showgirls has a much better plot and a much better storyline, whereas Burlesque maybe not as much. And there's apparently Sherry herself said that she was not too thrilled with the movie because she didn't have a love interest in the movie as a one of the stars and as the mentor to the main star, because that was a movie that also featured Christina Aguilera and all along those lines. So I was wondering if either one of you saw either one of those movies and what you thought of either one, or whether they were just kind of camp classics.
What about you, Jatovi?
Oh, I was waiting for you to take it away because you disappeared on the last conversation, on the last topic. It's your
That's
turn.
fine. I want to know what you think about Burlesque and Showgirls.
I mean, they're similar. Both are types of entertainment, types of artwork, types of cinema.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen them?
Showgirls, I saw. Burlesque, I haven't been to a burlesque show.
But did you see the movie?
But the movie itself, no, hadn't been to the movie. Hadn't seen the specific movie you're talking about now. Your turn, Kara. Ooh, it just blew up.
So I'm eating chocolate chips.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good thing to do. Did you see either one of those movies?
Yeah, I saw Showgirls a long time ago. And that definitely should have been a huge clue that I also like girls, because I thought they were all so pretty. I'm like, Jessie Soprano, or what's her name? Jessie Spano. Look at you from Saved by the Bell. And I don't know, both movies are campy, really. Burlesque, you had Cher, who loves Cher.
Yes.
And then Christina Aguilera, in love with her. Very campy. And both are just similar, weird plot lines, like both of them. But I mean, I have no issues with the visuals of either movies.
Yep. Well, like I said, I actually enjoyed both of them, and you're right, the visuals were not bad, which is probably why I was up to some ridiculous hour to watch the movie, because I think Burlesque, I stumbled across it like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, and that is not exactly a short movie either. So I was up to like about 4 or 5 watching that movie, because like I said, it was good, campy fun in the early morning hours.
What else did you watch, Mark?
That was it. I went to sleep right after Burlesque was off. A nice try, Jatovi, but as soon as Burlesque was off, I was knocked out to the world. But now it was good.
Sounds like our 6th grade or 8th grade son. It was very campy fun.
It was campy fun. The funny thing is that we premiered a show earlier today, and that was actually one that featured somebody whose one of his ex-wives is definitely part of the campy world, that being Lamar Odom. And of course, he was married to Khloe Kardashian and everything. And at some point in his premiere show, it actually became because it was him and a basketball player. I don't think that she has done WNBA, even though she's trying to get in there, but she's definitely done some international ball and other things in that space. And toward the end of the show, it became almost like a single dating game, because they both admitted that they were single and said what they wanted in a relationship. So it was quite humorous in the way that the show directed and wit and everything. Because like I said, it was their show. They get to direct it just like we get to generate the conversation the way we want to go. In some way, it went in that direction. It was quite fun. It was at 1 o'clock this afternoon, and I'm sure you can find it on the Pod TV, and you can find it in other sources as well. But yeah, it was kind of interesting. I was sitting there going like, wait a minute.
What did they talk about though?
Huh?
I'm curious what they all talked about.
Well, there was a lot of the conversation. It was interesting. They talked about the difference between women's basketball and men's basketball, how women's basketball is more fundamentally sound. They talked about some of the favorite countries they wanted to go to in that dating space. They talked about how the young lady felt that some men are intimidated by her, partially because of the athletic nature and partially because of her being a successful woman and things in that space. So there was some of that conversation. Like I said, I was going between different other things that were going on, so I don't remember all of it. I have to go back and refresh my own memory, but definitely that was part of the conversation. And they also talked a little bit about his history, and he's also written a book, and he read an excerpt from the book, which was from one of his games that featured Ron Artest and apparently a bloody nose and some other stuff that was involved in that game as well. So it was actually a casual conversation, much like this is, but it was between him and the young lady basketball player. So it was kind of like this, a casual conversation. And ironically, these are some of the best, in my mind, shows that exist on the network, because there's another show that is on Sunday that Stephanie Hockenhall does with her son Gene, and they talk about bullying, but they also, because he is a musician, and I think he has some other accolades as well. I think she is a public speaker, and then I think she might have been involved in the education space. But like many families, they clown on each other. So there's a lot of that kind of family conversation, even though it's a serious topic around bullying, but they also have fun and are kind of joking on each other. So these kind of conversational shows are actually, in my mind, even more popular than some of our interview shows. But that's just my thoughts.
Are we on Roku now?
We are.
That's why you wanted to appeal to the masses with The Handmaid's Tale, guys.
Actually, no. It's just an easy way to describe it.
Oh. Well, welcome, Roku. Wow, we're big time.
And apparently,
I didn't
didn't mean to be rude. I'm so sorry, Mark. I was just like, oh my gosh, a squirrel thought, like that. But
if I wanted, Kara, if I wanted to appeal to the masses while I'm making this character, I can't make her Jada Pinkett Smith because she always has hair.
He just made an alopecia crack. That is not right.
No, Jacoby.
Hey, everybody else can make one joke about G.I. Jane, but I can't.
No. Why do people think that they can do that? That's why I don't like jokes.
So you know why?
Like why?
It's not an actual joke on alopecia. That's the thing. It's the same thing. Nobody was making a joke about her condition. And that's the problem that people tried to, everybody that got mad about Chris Rock making the joke or even saying anything about the joke, nobody knew about her alopecia until afterwards.
I'm not mad. I just say
but that's what I'm saying about that.
Don't touch it.
See, and then you say, don't touch it, then I can do a Will Smith joke. But but that's all old news, so it should be past time that we can make jokes about those now. We have to move on at some point.
I know, but Mark Lee left, and
Mark Lee jumped into the other room to talk to somebody, it looks like.
Oh, okay. Well, I think it's awesome that he's able to like be on all these different shows, even though he's giving his time away from us. And and that he likes these types of shows. Sometimes interviews can be a little, weirdo, and then sometimes these shows can be a little weirdo. But that's what makes it interesting.
It's all about having fun and being relaxed about it. It's not really, I mean, even the jokes are what keeps it lighthearted. But yes, we dive into deep subjects. I mean, we have to dive into deep subjects. That's life. I mean, it's where we live. And that's the point with video games. That's how people break up that seriousness that's out there, is just relaxing, playing a video game. Yeah.
Did you get any more into the other game we played last week?
I did not. I mean, I can jump to that game if you want me to jump back to that one. I mean, I was just putting my outfit on.
You can put your outfit on. I like her in plaid.
Yeah, I like the plaid too.
Yeah, what was the other one? Before
Which
the
one?
plaid. Yeah, that's a little bit too Wonder Woman-ish.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that was a little bit too USA Wonder Woman-ish.
Yeah, I can't deal with that one.
Captain
I like
America. Or
Yeah, I like the regular plaid. That one right there.
Mhm.
Plaid.
if she gets a hat too.
Ooh.
Caps are cool.
I don't want gloves. I don't want gloves.
You do want gloves or you don't want gloves?
No, I don't want gloves.
No gloves.
All right, there goes Regina King.
Regina King. Kara, are you a hat and glove kind of lady?
Mm-mm. Are you? Well, ma'am.
See, I'm not a hat kind of guy. I will occasionally possibly put a cap on every once in a while, but it's very rare. It might be like a baseball cap, but it's very rare. And it definitely not gloves when it gets cold. If it gets cold, then I might put on some gloves to keep the hands warm. But even then, I'll usually tough it out and let the hands get a little on the freezing side.
There you go. Yeah, I like your character, Toby.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. You know, took a little time, try to focus on the character.
Do you get to make this whole apartment too, or is this something that comes with the set, or do you get to create the ambiance of this apartment? Or this
No. So what ended up happening here? Oh, that's on the other side of the wall. That's over here. So what happened here is after the truck chase,
Mm-hmm.
there was a big crash. After the big crash, then now I'm in the main base camp. It's a safe haven for those that are not in that cult. So now this is where the game really takes off, where you get to explore and go about, do I go down the main mission or do I keep doing these side missions and finding different things? In this game, you can hunt. In this game, you have to hunt, actually. But you have to
Deer,
hunt.
right?
Deer, bear. There is a badger, if I remember, on this one.
There's a badger?
Whoa.
Yeah, that badger will kill you. I hate that little badger.
Not the killer badger.
There's a skunk.
Like I know I've died once.
Yeah, the skunk I think is in this one, and you got to get rid of that skunk too. It's vicious. But
So
yeah,
friends,
you got.
So friends will tell you I have this interest and love of a certain creature and everything. I've actually got a buddy of mine that teases me about it because I've said that I want to get a pet one of these animals. I think I've even said it on this show. So I want to know, is there a killer otter? Because definitely I think otters are cute and there should be a killer otter if there's not a killer otter.
It's a very Merkley question, and that's why
Yeah,
I
no.
love you. You're so sweet.
I mean, I feel like I ought to know the answer.
Know the answer. And there needs to be a killer otter because, like I said, hey, Kara, you have to admit it. If they're in the right environment, like a pond or a lake or something like that, otters are kind of cute. They sit there.
Yeah, they have these cute little killer smiles, like tink. They're just cute, but I don't think that they're vicious and start like
Yeah.
gnawing.
Yeah, it's a wild animal. That's the thing. They're cute, like koalas. I heard that koalas are deadly.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I've heard kangaroos are deadly.
Yeah, kangaroos will kill you quick. Pandas destroy you. A polar bear is the biggest, strongest bear.
Oh yeah,
All
they're
adorable,
huge
cuddly
polar
stuff.
bears.
But a dolphin will kill you.
Not the dolphin.
Yeah, a dolphin will kill you. It's a wild animal.
That's true.
You know, you get too close, same thing. Killer whales look amazing, but they're called killer whales for a reason.
And I
They
think
are the apex predator in the ocean.
yeah, that's true. And aren't starfish supposed to be dangerous too, even though they look kind of cute?
I guess.
Yeah, I'm
But
not
it's
sure.
got to catch me though. There are some probably that are deadly.
Like maybe it could be poisonous, but I know sea urchins are.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's actually a good question. I'm going to ask DuckDuckGo since I don't have Google right at the moment. Are starfish dangerous?
I know that when it was just Rita and I before Henry. Like anytime, like there was one time where like I got a little food stuck and I had to like cough a little bit, and I like hurried to the bathroom and shut myself in it just in case like I passed out. I didn't want her to like go after me if she was hungry, you know? Like like I don't know. That Sex and the City episode where Miranda was terrified of being a cat person and like dying, and the cat, like, you know, and so that kind of went in my head, and yeah, I just think about that. And I'm like, even the cutest things will turn on you.
Yeah.
Well, and apparently starfish are not dangerous creatures. That's what it says here on something called wildexplained.com. Starfish are not dangerous creatures. They do not want to hurt any humans, as they do not see us as prey or predators. Interestingly, humans may be the ones who can be hurt in them, because when these sea stars are taken underwater, they can die of poison due to fresh air. So if you're trying to grab a starfish and take it underwater, not good for the starfish. The other article says that they do not infect humans, but they can inflict painful stings with the release of a venom when they're accidentally stepped upon or handled. It is mainly the deep sea fishers who are at risk, so they may have some like venom to protect themselves and everything along those lines. So, yeah.
Isn't that like the Portuguese man of war?
I think I told y'all before, maybe I didn't, but I remember when I was many years ago working at Boca Raton at the newspaper, one of the news stories was actually a manatee that got stuck in somebody's house, because that was the news story that I had to go cover, because the house was near the ocean or near an ocean entrance, like one of those, what do you call them, inlet canals and something like that. So the manatee managed to migrate into, I want to say like the porch area, and it was just stuck there. It was stuck there, and then they finally got it loose and got it back into the ocean water and all of that. But yeah, that was kind of fascinating seeing a stuck manatee.
I remember you talking about you being a part of a newspaper in Boca Raton. It was Jahan. Was it John? Definitely Jahan. And then maybe Morgan. And we're all like, look at you, Boca Raton. And I don't know, it was cute.
Yeah, it wasn't like that, because like I said, Boca Raton is a ritzy and rich kind of place, but I can tell you the journalists that were working at the Boca Raton News were not making that kind of money, and we were living in one of the two towns nearby, because right outside of Boca Raton is Delray Beach and Deerfield Beach, which are a little bit more affordable, because you were not going to be spending Boca Raton and West Palm Beach kind of rents unless you had a hookup, and I did not have a hookup. One of the saddest stories I remember covering while I was there was actually about a cancer patient, and that was a young lady. I don't even know how much longer she survived, but she had cancer, and they were doing one of those haircut-a-thons to raise money for her because she had one of those young versions of cancer.
Now listen up. If you build a resistance, there's some things you need to know. There's 4 ways you can go about this. First, you can liberate any hostages the cult's taken. These are good people who might just fight alongside you if you help them. Second, you can destroy Eden's Gate property that's all over the place now. Hell, they built 2 goddamn shrines on this island alone. Third, you can tackle resistance missions. There are a lot of folks out there waging their own war against this cult, and they could sure use your help. And last, if you're really looking for a fight, you can take on the cult outposts that have popped up across the county. Liberating those places will give the resistance solid footholds to push back against Eden's Gate.
See, those are the ways that I can save the world. Save the world.
Man, those characters sound just like that former president of ours. It just scares me.
keep an eye out for anything useful. For now,
So what part of the country is this set in? Do we know?
I think somewhere out Midwest.
Like my Midwest or the actual Midwest?
I think the actual Midwest.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. For those of us that are watching it from around the world, what is the difference between Kara's Midwest and the actual Midwest? Because when she's sitting there, I'm going like, I thought the Midwest was the Midwest, like, Ohio, Illinois, Wisconsin, that area. But apparently there's different definitions. So please explain, because I'm a little confused now.
Well, like Minnesota.
Oh, Montana. That's what it is.
Montana, yeah.
Southwest
So,
Montana.
oh yeah, like Minnesota, Oklahoma. That's more deemed like Midwest. Ohio's supposed to be, I don't know, considered more East Coast-ish, but it's not East Coast. We're just like a bunch of land in the middle. And so they call it the Midwest, but it doesn't make sense because we're like the Mid-East, but we're called the Midwest.
That makes sense.
Like Oklahoma, Minnesota, Iowa. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
So many other states. I'm like clobbering geography right now, but just.
Hey, you're doing better than me. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but if somebody asked me, I know that this came up in another show that I was part of not that long ago. There are 54 nations in Africa, and if somebody asked me to name the capitals, I might be lucky if I could figure out maybe 10 of them, and I would have to do some deep thinking and all of that. But like the capital of Cameroon, no clue. Maybe Jatovi knows, me, no clue. Capital of, trying to think of another one that I might not know. Ivory Coast, not really sure. Capital of Zimbabwe, not really sure. So, like I said, Jatovi, what do you think? 54 African nations, how many of them do you think you could figure out the state capitals of?
Of the African nations?
The 54 African nations are roughly that are out there.
And name all the capitals?
Name the capitals.
I sure can do that.
You can?
Yes.
You're going to cheat it. You're going to go on Google, aren't you?
That's right. I will look them up right now. Which one you want to know?
The capital of Cameroon. I just told you. I don't know that one. So tell me the
capital of Cameroon. We'll look it up right now. Capital of Cameroon. Yaoundé.
And how do you spell that?
Yaounde. Yaoundé. I don't know. I'm not from there, so I'm butchering it the whole time. What else do you want to know? I got another one for you.
All right. Capital of, I just said it. What about Ivory Coast?
The Ivory Coast?
Mm-hmm.
Yamoussoukro. I guess I can't pronounce it. I deal in video games. I don't pronounce the names too well. I messed up on Hope County being in Montana, the fictional county.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's okay. So Zimbabwe, it's Harare.
Did you say hooray?
Harare. Hooray. Harare. Harare. It doesn't look like hooray, and I could be wrong. Is it hooray or is it Harare?
I don't know.
It was the one I'm thinking about. It's spelled
Harare. Harare.
I think that's Harare. I think I did vaguely know that. I don't know why, but I think I vaguely had heard that or seen that somewhere. But who knows why? I'm trying to think of some other country that's over there that I'm probably definitely not going to know. The capital of Mali.
Mali?
Mali, M-A-L-I.
Oh. It's a good question.
Bamako.
What is it?
Bamako.
Bamako? Like I said, if it's from our memories, we will not know it, but we will do just like others have done, and we will go look it up on either Google or DuckDuckGo or one of the other great search engines. Because I know out of those 54, once we get past basic ones like Egypt and Israel and some of the other ones, I'm probably going to be lost as all get out. But then again, I don't know how Kara, how good are you at the state capitals even in the United States? Because I'm not even going to lie and say that I'm great at those, even though I probably could get about 35 of those out of the 50. But there are a couple other ones I'm going to be going like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, if I glanced over it real quick, then I could remember, but it's like if you don't use it, you just lose it. And
Exactly.
Agreed.
Oh, so have either of you seen the documentary series on Netflix called Afrobeats?
I've not seen it. I think I heard some people talk about it, and it sounds fascinating, but I have not seen it.
It's really good. So again, if you don't use it, you lose it. I saw it a couple weeks ago. I forget his name. I'm off the top, so that's why I forget his name. But he was a major. He just brought a lot of these artists together, and he was involved in every stage of what Afrobeats is now, from like the late 80s to now. And he's also a lawyer too. And it all formed in Nigeria, and a lot of the influences came on through Ghana as well. And and other countries too, but at one point the hub for, well, and it is now, but like Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria, that's where like a lot of the artists, they just strive to go there. If they can record there, then they've made it. And so it's really interesting because like Afrobeats has been huge for a few years, and so many influences, to the point where like American hip hop influenced some of the Afrobeats, like the beats of Afrobeats, and then with their own style, and then it's inspired American hip hop as well, as of late. I don't know. It's a really, really interesting documentary, really well made, and it's kind of cool to see all the influence. So
cool. I love Afrobeats. Those are actually some amazing musical forms, and definitely some great music in that space. Actually heard a little bit of semi-Afrobeats this evening, which is part of the reason that I was late to make it into the Gamers Den, because Paytime was having African dance class for women earlier today. So like I said, they were doing that earlier in
this. That's so cool.
Speaking of music, if you want to stay in that realm, well, music and cinema. I don't know if you guys had an opportunity to see Miss Marvel on Disney Plus.
I did not.
No.
That was phenomenal. I mean, so I'm a huge fan of what Disney has been doing with their different series.
Oh,
because they really
Middle Eastern influence, correct?
Yes. So I think she's Pakistani or Pakistani. And they dove into the culture and the history, and it again, what Disney has done, and I have to applaud them for it. I mean, sure, it's not the deep dive that some people may want, and I don't understand why people don't understand that it's a show that, yes, it's going to be some for adults, but it's about a superhero, and you're not going to dive into the the true history and you can't do that. You don't have time. And you're not going to be able to do that to tell a story correctly. You got to watch. This is just a taste of the history and the culture, and it should provide you that or whet your appetite and make you want to go learn more and get out of the mindset of, oh, well, this is just bad, or this is just something that I'm not going to learn. No. So yeah, what Disney did with the Egyptian culture and the history and touching on stuff with Moon Knight, they did the same thing with Miss Marvel, and they touched on Pakistani culture and history and the music. So it was really, really good. I'd recommend that highly for anybody. Just check out, just watch the show, listen to the music. Matter of fact, Mark, you would love a lot of the music because you can see where a lot of the Pakistani sound. You can hear some of the influences from different cultures. You can also hear how their sound has influenced stuff in the U.S. So I like I said, I'd highly recommend that.
Have you been reading the mind of the producer of that series? Because I just dug up an article, and apparently she just said what you just said. So maybe you were reading her mind, because in an article called Ms. Marvel Creator Talks Identity, Culture, and That Surprise Ending. And this is a quote she said that sounded just like Jacoby. Along the way, people are learning so much about our faith and our culture, says executive producer Sana Amanat. So, like I said, did you just say that? I'm like, are y'all in the same grade or something along those lines? Because you just said something very similar to what she just said, and all of that in an article that she just was featured in, and all along those lines.
Jacoby is also, so he's Mr. Marvel, and so he's a superhero, and so he can read minds.
I just saw the future. Oh, and this was another cool thing, by the way. But yes, the whole Ms. Marvel thing, she did a phenomenal job on it, and I completely agree with what. I didn't even know she said that, but that's exactly the way that show is, and all the new stuff from Marvel, and that's honestly the way Black Panther was. Black Panther should have gotten a lot of people off of the couch and stop thinking that, okay, just because you see Sally Struthers on the TV crying, asking for help for the children in Africa, that's not all of Africa. The children, not everybody lives in a hut or is in that, but that's the mindset that it puts people in, is that that's the way Africa is. No, I mean, Africa has beautiful culture and history, and I mean, just tons of stuff. I mean, they have beautiful cities. But people get in the mind that, okay, this is all I see in Africa, or all I see is Sally Struthers begging for money for these individuals. No, I mean, there are different areas that are really nice.
Kara, I think she's been hanging out in your brain too, because one of her other quotes, and then I want to hear your thoughts about this, is she says, when you're telling Kamala's origin story, what does that actually mean if you're not including the story of partition, the story of families being torn apart? Executive producer Sana Amanat told CNET during a press junket on Wednesday. Amanat was involved in the show after co-creating the original comic book character. Bisha K. Ali is the show's creator. But definitely, I think that, that whole notion of the wellness space, which I know is very much in your lane and everything, I think that you've been also hanging out in her braids as well. So like I said, there's a lot of this mind melting going on between you and Jacoby, and apparently this executive producer. But I'd love to hear your thoughts around this mind meld that you have going on along with Jacoby.
Well, and to be honest, it's a horrible excuse. I set out to, that was one of my shows that I wanted to start watching. But of course, because I have a horrible brain of remembering titles, I'm like, oh yes, that's what it is. But I had heard that it was centered around, a Pakistani family, and the whole aspect of fangirling around and Captain Marvel and all that, which is cool. And but then I got caught up in Afrobeats, and then I got caught up in just, I don't know, not watching TV at all. But I think it's beautiful that, Disney especially is wanting to tell so many different perspectives of just the human experience and doing it in a way that is like, hey, this is a taste of it. You know, this is like a brief, and then you get to find out more. You get to Google more, or you get to like learn more. And so that's just a beautiful thing that they're doing. You know, like for Pride Month, they had several films and little micro series and short films and stuff around that at so many different levels that you could understand, which is amazing. Like as kids, you know, they have cute little shorts for kids, little, yeah, it was super cute. And then, like Miss Marvel, that was pretty cute. Turning red, you know, just like having all these little aspects of culture that is the world and that are families and like a sound, beautiful family, even in all the complexities, you know, and I don't think that there's enough of that, especially in the Marvel realm. There's so much turmoil of, oh, so-and-so, you know, died because we're fighting villains, you know, and so I don't know. I just like that there's more diversity in terms of narratives and the people portraying characters, people who are headlining these movies, like for Disney. It's a great thing.
No, that definitely is something very much the case, and just to get off of this article and everything, but apparently she was saying something similar because she said the importance of identity is seen in the countless cultural and religious references through the series, like the sprinkling of Islamic phrases, and viewers get an inside look at everything from mosque politics to Eid celebrations. And the last thing that Amanat said, or at least the last thing that I'll mention, is along the way, people are learning so much about our faith and our culture, and that has always been the hope. But we're not trying to go in and be like, hey, guys, let's read about being Muslim. That's not the point. So, like you said, and like Jacoby said, it's more of an entryway into learning about it. And then if you want to follow up with it, then you can follow up after you've heard from these characters and all along those lines. So definitely, it's good to see this kind of, like you said, vibrancy and different kind of voices being heard in the comic book world.
Yeah. It's awesome. Looking at the tiny screen here.
Somebody said, let's do this. I don't know what they want to do, but they said, let's do this.
They were trying to come after me. Look at there. Guns for hire. Completed.
You got some mercenaries that are going to help you?
Well, I got a guy who did start helping me.
Niggas won't be back after the ass whooping you just laid on them. When you're there, check around and see if any folks are left alive.
What's in here? Anything good? Nothing in there.
Is it okay if I add in a Henry story right now?
Please. Go for it.
Okay. So I took a day trip with a really dear friend of mine today. You know, he's been going through a lot, and his birthday is this week. And so he loves to take random road trips. And I'm like, well, I'm more of a planner. So plan a random road trip that you'd like to take. And we went today. We went up to Indiana Beach. We went up to northern Indiana. And and it's like this amusement park and also a beach. And it's just a mishmash of things. And I knew I was going to be gone for, I was gone for about 12 hours today. And I was able to, my neighbors, a few houses down, were able to babysit them. They always say, like, hey, we would love to just hang out with your dog. Like, can you just let us have Henry for the day. Like, sure, yeah, I'd love that. And so they were able to today. And like, it was so cute. I handed him off and I said, hey, we're gonna see Auntie Tia today. And he's like marching, you know, like, look at me, I'm the man. And he like gallops to my neighbor, and he just like takes off into the house. he didn't care.
That's his
Like
house.
at all. He was like, okay, bye, you know. And I didn't even get that. And then I came back tonight, and he like jumps out of the doorway, like full force, like jumps through the doorway, and he's like, yeah, you know, I guess he thought that I was like trying to give him away or something. But yeah, so now he is currently passed out on the floor, like a mini fur rug. And I wanted to share it because it's super cute, and I'm surprised you aren't hearing his puppy snores right now.
Puppy snores, puppy dreams, puppy all of that and everything. And while Meals is gone away, gone to his grandfather's house or whatever that is, because it's the owner's dad's house that took Meals, I actually had a dog moment as well. I had it yesterday. I'm not sure whether I was playing fetch or if Louis was playing fetch, because every time I turned around, Louis was bringing me the stick and looking at me like, they don't want to throw it, so you're the new throw person. So I need you to throw the stick, and then I will run after it and bring it back to you, and I need you to do this over and over again. So I think we did it about 6 or 7 times. So yes, I was the designated tosser to Louis as he went sprinting up in the front area in front of the apartment, because he was like, hey, you don't want to play right now. I know you're studying or doing your homework or whatever. So Mr. Mark just came outside, so I'm going to make him the my playmate for right now. So I became
That's so cute.
There.
Yep, it was fun.
We don't deserve dogs sometimes. They're just too sweet.
Oh, this is something that well, it's not on the puppy side of things, but I did
in your brain
hear something that was actually kind of cool to think about.
What was that?
Because the whole James Webb, the telescope photos and everything, how it talks about the photos, that what you're actually seeing is in the past. So it's because the amount of time that it takes light to travel. So, you know, if it's, you know, 1,000 light years away, that means you're seeing 1,000 years in the past of where that was 1,000 years ago. And what they would see at that point is Earth 1,000 years ago. So, you know, we wouldn't be here. Oh, well, you know, of course we wouldn't be here. I'm not 1,000 years old. I mean, Mark may be, but you know. So the whole the idea of, you know, I mean, of course, the thought, you know, of course, you were seeing in the past. So for, you know, the shots that they took that were billions and billions of light years ago, if they saw Earth from their point, it would be, you know, still a volcanic Earth. I mean, dinosaurs, whatever else. But to really, I mean, we all knew this and all, but the cool part that I thought, which he was talking about, is that when you see somebody, like if Mark, you and I are at the Hayti, and I see you across the room, I'm actually seeing you technically in the past. It may be a nanosecond in the past, but the amount of time it takes for the light to go from you to, you know, register, you know, of course, in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially everything we see is technically in the past.
Right.
It's kind of wild to think about.
That is crazy to think about. So that means that those pictures could actually be their version, the pictures that we're now getting, their version of our dinosaur era. So even though we're seeing the pictures now in the 21st century, we might actually be seeing what would amount to the dinosaur era of that particular planet.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we see a planet that's out there, that's, oh, well, this planet looks habitable and it's 4 million or it's 4 million light years away. That planet at this point could be, it could have, life.
Hijacked by Martians.
Yes, it could be inhabited at this moment. But what we saw is that planet 4 million years ago.
That just.
Wow.
But again, if you think about the craziness of the part that just kills me, though, is thinking that, okay, everything you technically see is in the past.
Yep.
Well, and like from a life coaching perspective, it's like stop looking at the past. I can't help it.
Yeah.
I literally can't help it.
Yeah.
That's why it's horrible to say don't do this or stop doing that. Like, excuse you, because you can always have some smart aleck, not really smart aleck, but kind of logical as well. Very logical answer. Like, I literally cannot stop looking at the past. Yeah.
And looking at the past, I guess it can have both its good and its bad parts. Because if you're looking in the past on one sense, it can be a warning of things that you might want to correct, but there can also be kind of those bad habits that we hope to correct that we can't always correct at the immediate moment and all of that. So I'm thinking it could have some bad parts and some good parts as well, because I know that sometimes we also, as you just kind of referenced, Kara, and everything, dwell in the past, and we don't want to actually go into the future because we're so bogged down in whatever the drama of the past was. And that can be something to deal with, but at the same time, you want to also know what happened in the past so that you don't make that dreaded mistake again. But we oftentimes make that habit of making a mistake over and over again.
Yeah. Well, and that touches on like the mindset of wanting to thrive and wanting to survive. I mean, we repeat our pasts and we look back at our pasts because that's what keeps us safe. Like looking at the future is foreign to a lot of people. So why would we want to do that? That's dangerous. So let's dwell on the past and ruminate how like, oh, let's not make that mistake again. And then we do it because we're ruminating on the past. Not surviving. And then thriving is like, well, the past was dangerous and scary, so I have nothing to lose in the future, so let's do it, Yeah.
I can definitely see that. Hey, Jatovia, along those same lines, and this is one of those, as Kara would say, crazy Mark questions and everything. I wonder what it'd be like if you went back into the past and actually got a chance to either talk with or revisit your, coming back to animals, your pets, and had their thoughts of their time with you, because some of them might be having very enjoyable moments and enjoying when you were there in their space, and other ones might be going like, oh no, are we doing this again? I didn't like it the first time around. Why are we having a repeat trip and all in that space and everything? Because like I said, I'm sure the pets have their perception of how they felt in that pet human relationship as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I figured out that. But yeah, it's just, if you think about what is it, dogs are supposedly have a short-term memory. Same thing with cats.
Right.
I mean, how long?
No, Rita remembers everything.
So, I mean, how long is that memory? So it's just weird to think about, all these different, from the past, okay, well, if it's a short-term memory, do they ever remember the past?
Right.
Like, or does a cat, for example, do cats even care about the past?
If you pull that cat's tail, that cat is going to remember and he's going to care. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, and that's how dogs can be trained because they can remember, oh, hey, if I do this, then I get treats, you know?
Yeah. Found a bow and arrow.
Oh, you found a bow and arrow. With the arrows.
I don't know, cats. I feel like they live in they live all their 9 lives all at once, all across the world, and then when they're done, they're done. I feel like they live in their own alternate universe,
Yeah,
and
but
the
don't
only
you-
thing stopping them is no thumbs.
Yeah, but don't you think some cats had it better than others? Because I'm thinking like those Egyptian cats. I'm thinking that they're probably sitting there going like, "Hey, wait a minute, we were like truly royalty here, and not like any old normal United States or world 21st century house pet. We were to literally put it, the cat's meow and all of that. So I'm thinking that they were probably very much happy in that space and everything. And if they came down here and were spending time with the modern cats, they'd probably be going like, wait a minute, y'all have got it all wrong. Cleopatra was like our ace, and we were sitting over there hanging out with her all the time, and they treated us like royalty.
Oh no. I mean, Mills seemed like he was pretty cool.
Yeah, Mills was very cool. Except for when he found curtains that he liked and would try to tear those down. But other than that, was a very cool cat.
I mean, those cats would look at Rita and be like, we want to know how you get all the food. Because it shows.
Be like, wait a minute. Got all the food. It's just
And
wrong.
she'd be like, yeah, I have all the food. She just lets me eat so that I don't meow. And so that's the trick.
That's a good trick. Do you ever sit there and get tempted to give her food that you know you don't want, that you shouldn't have, like, a potato chip, or earlier today you were having some chocolate and things of that nature? Or so does Rita ever look at you like, I want to try the sweets too?
No, so she loves pumpkin.
Oh, wow.
That helps with her digestion too, because she's older.
Mm-hmm.
And so, so for me, it's like I am glad to just give her whatever food she wants. But she likes pumpkin with her dry food. And then, I don't know, I read somewhere that yogurt was okay-ish for cats in small quantities. I can only give it to her, like, I don't know, pumpkin's her best bet. And then she doesn't eat anything else. She doesn't really like anything else.
She's there, well, like, I want the pumpkin. I need pumpkin now.
Yeah, she does. She does that. Yeah.
Well, there's something called Cat Steer. So they have an article called, this is way back in 2014, what weird foods do your cats love to eat? And they have a whole collection of weird cat foods that your cat might like to eat, including bagels, toast, pizza crust, any type of bread product, as well as the actual pizza for the tomatoes, because apparently there's some cat that liked the pizza for the tomatoes. And there was some cat that liked romaine noodles, which we know is the great diet of all college kids. Oh, a cat after my heart. A cat that liked olives.
But if there are people that traipsing
Olives?
Olives.
taking measurements and stuff. Anyway,
I don't know. I mean, going back to your Egyptian cat thing, I mean, the reason why I said like they would look at Rita and be like, we want to know where you get all the food is because, like, I don't know, were there a lot of mice? I'm sure there were.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was
Maybe.
part of
I hope were they well fed back in Egyptian times? I don't know, but they definitely weren't fed pizza or potato chips.
No, and they weren't fed. Apparently, there was some cat that they were showing a picture of that was given a mouthful of burritos, and another cat that was eating vegetarian chicken. And I don't think that there would be any cats trying to rush to those dishes. Even though apparently the olive part, they were saying that some of the olive was similar to catnip. So maybe that's the cat tied to olives and something that cats actually eat, which is catnip on occasion. I'm not sure what the connection is to cats and ramen noodles. That might have just been a unusual cat.
Well, is it because they on some of the logos for ramen noodles they do have cats because cats are big and I guess culturally to that area?
Could be. They could have seen the pictures. I think I told y'all before that many moons ago I had geckos, and I'm still convinced to this day that they love the gecko commercials because they were sitting there going like, "Hey, what's Uncle Ralph doing up there on TV?" And who told him that he could be on TV and I couldn't?
I don't know. Huh. Hey, guess what time it is?
It's almost that time.
Oh, it's 11 o'clock. Wow.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
Totally having fun. Folks, game to try this again. Well, I don't know if it's all on your game schedule, but what does next Monday look like and all of that? But I can definitely make it happen again with creating another link, and definitely we can have some more fun conversation. I know I promised you, Toby, I was going to reach out to some folks, but this was a crazy week, and next week will be less crazy. So I will definitely get some people on next week, and I don't know what Toby's got in mind.
Well, Mondays look to be perfect, actually.
Cool.
Or at
Good
least
so far.
for next month.
Okay, cool. Well, let's just keep doing it on Mondays, and I'll create the link for the next week and everything. If that's good with the two of y'all, and then I will also Toby's show, so he'll reach out to people, but I'll reach out to people, and Carol will reach out to people.
I'll reach out to people.
We can find some people. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. People
Cool.
are people, and is that the song? People
That's
are
the
people.
People are people.
So yeah, we can all reach out to people.
Cool.
Yeah, people are people, and
Yep. See.
Yeah.
See.
people
I can't think of the next
are
line either.
you and me, or something like that.
Like that.
Yeah,
Don't
something
give me a
crazy.
line.
Something crazy. I don't. People are, and what would it be? I think is in there at some point.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah. See, I
Oh,
should
hold
download
on.
the next week.
I'm Googling. I need to Google it before we go.
Oh yeah. See, there you go, Mark. I don't know if I'm gonna install this game.
What game?
A game that Fallen Order. That's what I gotta start streaming. Here you go, Mark. This is for you. I'm gonna do a big screen for you.
Yeah, what's for me?
Apparently, Depeche Mode made a song called "People Are People," but I don't have Depeche Mode in my mind when I think of that.
I was thinking of the
song.
R&B song. And
There you go, Mark. This is all you, Mark. Yep, you're just power washing stuff.
Oh, a power washing game. Cool.
Yep, a power washing game.
Oh my gosh, what's the name of that?
I think it's power washing.
Is there a game about stained glass? Because that's actually what's going on in Hayti right now. We're actually
Is that
getting
on
stained glass
Steam?
repaired.
So this is on the Xbox Game Pass.
Oh,
There are some power washing games. This one, because I subscribe to the Game Pass, I can download it. It's not really. I mean, it is free. For example, well, not really free. It's part of the membership.
Were you talking about the Barbra Streisand song, by the way? When you were
But there. I think this game is also on Steam. I think it may be $20. But yeah, you're just power washing. That's all you're doing.
Is there a game about stained glass? Since that's what's going on in Hayti right now, is there fixing their stained
There are
glass?
games about. Remember, there are games about everything.
So there's
Doesn't matter what it is.
there's probably a stained glass repairman game.
See, power wash simulator.
Karen, were you thinking the Barbara Streisand song?
We can play Peppa Pig or Paw Patrol.
Because that's a people song too.
No, it's like a jingle.
This is actually the game that I'm waiting on because this is gonna be awesome. Because I'm a big fan, like I said, of the whole 2 Point Hospital and Theme Hospital. Oh, it's hilarious. This is their next rendition.
But what does life on campus have to offer you? Meet new people, see professional musicians, stand awkwardly in the corner having the time of your life. Once you've recovered from doing nothing, you can join one of our many unique classes. Our mostly qualified team of professors will mold your mind like a mound of mashed potato before coating it in a thick gravy of knowledge. Now that is savory. And if that sounds like too much work, you can always find glory on the cheese ball field and talk about it until the end of time. At 2 Point Campus, you won't just learn, you'll experience life at its fullest. And who knows, maybe even find true love.
True love with the cheesy.
But yeah, I've been waiting on this game for a while.
So don't miss out on the opportunity of a lifetime. Enroll today.
I'm so excited.
We could really use the money.
Hey, Jacoby, I hate to tell you this, but I got hooked on another one of those crazy games that is nothing but a puzzle kind of type game. It's not quite Words with Friends, but it's almost as bad. And I haven't played it this week, but I'm sure I'll play it tonight or tomorrow. But it's kind of like Sudoku, but it's called Wooduko or something like that. But it's basically you have to try to get the pieces into this whole square and get them all in different levels and all along those lines. So yeah, it's definitely good, mindless fun. But you can find it on your phone and all along those lines. So yeah, it's called Wooduko. So it's just like Sudoku, but it's Wooduko.
Okay. Wooduko. This might be a game that we may try because it'd be good to do a discussion about games being art, because you know how that's been a discussion. Well, that's a discussion that people have always had is, are games art or is it just a game to pass the time? I mean, this is one of the big games that we can have a discussion about that. This one is really cool. It's a whole experience.
What's it called? Ninja Theory?
No.
By the way, for those of you that have been missing it, well, Toby has shown us this great game and everything. But for those of you that have been missing it, yes, I will embarrass myself drawing again next week. So next week we will have me embarrassing myself drawing, trying to draw words and other things. So whatever that game was, I will embarrass myself once more. Toby.
This darkness takes everything.
But like the detail is.
Yeah, that's some real deep detail.
Yeah. Oh, so we're playing the drawing game next week? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, especially if we gotta make sure we have some guests for that.
Yeah, I'm trying to line up some guests so we can play the bad drawing game, and I will try to draw again.
Oh yeah.
What was that other game we played that wasn't all that great, and it was like a trivia game?
Oh, the Scrabble.
No,
the words with friends, words on stream.
Right, that's the other one. Yes, maybe we can do both of those, or one week and the other one the other week.
Fight me now. I'll give you my life. That's what you want, isn't it?
The gods will punish you for this.
They can't stop me. I will fulfill my vow, whatever the cost.
So yeah, this is more of one of those games that's an experience. You don't focus on a health meter and all the other things, even though you can die in the game, but it's one of those experience games. And it'd be good to, like I said, how games are art.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'd be interested in exploring that. Yeah, sometime.
There is another one, another one where we can pick and choose different things. What was the name of it? I wonder if it keeps it in my library because I uninstalled that one. Telling Lies. In Telling Lies, you basically try and watch everything going on and figure out who's lying.
Hold on a second. We have a guest that is making a comment. I wonder where they're coming in from, but we have somebody that is saying something to us. So we have a guest talking to us. Hey, here you go. We have somebody speaking to us. The reason this game comes up so much when talking about games as high art is because it deals with mental health and is designed to help you understand what it's like to suffer from schizophrenia and such. They worked with specialists to get it accurate. And that was somebody.
Yeah, they're talking about the Hellblaze game that I just showed you. Matter of fact, another game I tried to. I'll probably pull that out. It's a VR game.
A lot of people.
Goliath. Panzu. If you look up Goliath, that's a VR game. I know the Oculus has it on there, but that's another one of those games that they tried to discuss all about mental health. It is a beautiful and phenomenal experience to be a part of. It really goes in depth about this gentleman who went through a traumatic experience dealing with his mental health issues. Oh my goodness, it is such a great game. I'll try and bring that one. I'll try and do another recording of that game so I can so we can actually just watch it and then we'll discuss it while we watch it too. Because Goliath is phenomenal, and especially dealing with mental health. Another game, not dealing with mental health, but dealing with disabilities, is Moss. Moss actually teaches you sign language because how you actually interact with this character, it's a little mouse that you have on the screen. The ways that you interact with that character is through sign language.
Oh, wow.
Because the actual character's trying to express to you different things, and they'll use sign language and teach you a bunch of different things.
Oh, wow.
Moss is phenomenal. They're coming out with Moss 2 soon as well.
Hey, Jahan. Thanks for joining us when I'm trying to wrap up the show.
Sorry, Jahan
I
came
am
in.
so sorry. I had to stop by. I just looked at it. The text that Jacoby sent me for the link. I was like, oh man, I hope they didn't close up yet, but I guess you are.
Well, you say so.
No, I am. I'm just a golden girl trying to go to sleep. But I love you all.
Mm-hmm.
And we're on Roku.
Yes, we are.
Jahan, we're now on Roku.
Yeah.
Oh, you're on Roku?
Yes.
Yeah, Mark made us
We
big time.
are.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You are on
made it big time,
Roku, Jahan.
Hold on, I can't. Sorry, because on the phone it's hard to see, but let me see.
Yeah, see, you and Kara are doing the phone thing.
Oh wow, Telling Lies. Okay.
You're on Roku, and not only that, but I heard from some people within management that by August or September we might also be on Amazon as well. But we are definitely on Roku and have been on Roku for about a month and a half, roughly. So a month and a half. But yes, we are now on Roku and Roku Live. So whenever we go live, we are actually live to direct to your Roku TV on Pod TV Live. So that's actually the Roku
that's nice.
channel and all along those lines. And by the way, Jacoby, I'm going to give mine. I don't know if you want to give yours, but Panzu, you sound like you know something about the gaming industry and particularly the mental health aspect of it. So if you want to reach out and be a guest on the show, you can hit me at bluesradio@gmail.com. And I'd love to have that conversation with you. And Jacoby, what email do you want to give them in case they want to talk to you instead of talking to me?
I mean, you're the head. You're the big time.
I'm not the big time.
Also, check your private chat.
Oh, what we got in private? Yeah.
Try to work on that aspect too. So definitely. We'll just leave it at that. Try to make sure that.
Wait, is that Plague Tale?
Yeah.
I love that game.
Well,
is that the second one?
So this is just Requiem for Windows.
Mm.
So I think it might be this. It's like a before the second one.
I cannot believe that these songs actually got listed.
But I'm just waiting for this one to come out. Here's another one I'm waiting on.
I'm still trying to find that.
The Game Pass.
Hey,
The
maybe
Game
Jahan
Pass
knows.
is phenomenal.
Maybe Jahan knows. Hey, John, we were trying to figure out the song that was the people
Mark.
song that is a jingle.
Mark.
Yes.
What's your email?
Bluesradio@gmail.com.
At gmail.com. Look at that. Did I hit the right one? Oop, there we go.
When's that supposed to come out, Chitovi?
This one comes 91 days.
Oof. 3 months. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Jahan,
But
do you
there's
know
some
the
good
people
games coming.
song? Because we were trying to figure that out too earlier before you jumped on. Because there's a song that's people or something like that, and we were trying to figure out what it was. Kara seems to think there was a jingle, and I looked up the top 20 jingles and saw a bunch of jingles that didn't quite fit, even though there was a bunch of catchy jingles, but I didn't see anything that was dealing with people, even though I did see Snap, Crackle, Pop for Kellogg's Rice Krispies, and I even saw the Ace Hardware one, which I really did not expect to be in the top 20. But
Yeah, like people are people, and
what would you be? I'm trying to
or
remember.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go.
You're gonna head out, Kara. You sure you
Nice seeing y'all. Bye.
Bye, Kara.
We're okay. Bye, Kara.
Kara's out.
But yeah, Padzu's yeah. Man, Game Pass is the greatest thing in the world. The PlayStation Pass or the PlayStation Plus, which they just changed theirs over a couple of months ago. Have you done that one, Jahan? I've still got my PlayStation Plus, but
the new one, I don't like it.
Yeah,
I
haven't gone to it because, in all honesty, I've switched to playing basically everything on the PC now.
Yeah.
So I'm not even worried about the Xbox.
No, you're better off PC. They're being slick because what I didn't know was like when I signed up for it, because there's one particular game I like a lot called Civilization Revolution. It was on Xbox 360.
It's called what?
Civilization Revolution.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a Sid Meier game, like the Civilization games.
Like this one here, Civ 6.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's more fast paced. It's like normally if you play the Civ game, it'll take like 8-10 hours to play.
Yeah,
this is like maybe it most likely it could range from like 5 minutes to like 2 hours. Because it's very fast paced, so it's like it cuts all the craziness of a regular Civ game. It's just more fast paced, more fast tuned. You could get eliminated in 5 minutes. It's scary. So it's like the game is definitely fast paced. So that's why the game got so popular, because it was like, oh shoot, finally I could play Civ without all the craziness, So
Andrew said they're saving up for a PS5, but the main reason for that is just Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy 16 Rebirth.
Yeah. I mean, Final Fantasy, I love Final Fantasy. But the crazy part is by the time everybody, because they still have shortages on both the Xbox Series X and freaking the PlayStation 5. By the time they get over the shortages, we're going to have the PlayStation 5 Pro because they've got to change I was talking to somebody the other day. They have to. I mean, it's cool. Yeah, PlayStation. Yeah, you did a great job. It's different. But dude, I cannot put that thing anywhere. I just can't. So yeah, I'm by the time it comes out, or by the time I get one, if I ever get one, they'll have PlayStation 5 Pro.
Yeah, I think just with I was trying to finish what I was saying. I was playing it and I'm like super excited, but then I was like trying to play multiplayer because that's where it's at. Like, playing a computer is boring. I try to go online and it's like there's no online, and I'm just like so I was like, we're able to play the games that we like mostly like the old games, but there's like no online features. And I was just like, what was the point of me getting this? Because it's like a third party company that's helping them run these games. Like I think it's called GameSpy. So they're running off GameSpy software. So it's like you don't necessarily have to. I don't think you necessarily don't have to download the game. You could just stream it offline. And the horrible thing about it is like if you stay idle for like 10, 15 minutes, they'll kick you out. So there's been times where there'll be times where like I would doze off playing Civ. Like it happens, like it's been the norm for me. I would doze off playing Civ, but I would be playing like a single player or whatever. And when I wake up and I realize like, oh shoot, I fell asleep, it says that, oh, we kicked you out because you was idle for too long. And I'm just like, and we got to let other people play. And I'm like, what kind of dumb mechanic is that? Like where, that you have to kick people out so other people can play. Like that makes no sense. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not too much of a fan of the new PS Plus service. I definitely love the Xboxes. I think it's way much better. I think you get more value too on top of it. So like I definitely like Xbox more over PS4 when it comes to like being able to play old games. Majority of the good stuff anyway is like 360 stuff anyway. So being able to play 360 stuff is great.
Yeah, I mean, although PlayStation just announced that they're gonna allow more PlayStation 1 games.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how that goes. We'll see.
But Xbox just has it locked down right now with the Game Pass. Have you ever played this one?
What is it?
Man, Trek to Yomi is probably one of the best games I've played in a while. It's an old classic samurai tale, and you really feel like you're playing. You're a part of the whole movie. I mean, I've gotten not too far in it, but it feels great. It plays great. Oh man, Padzu, you got to play this game. I mean, it looks phenomenal. I mean, it is a side scroller, a 3D side scroller. Controls are pretty easy. It moves well. It's just a straightforward game. In this scene, I've actually died. So I've, like I said, I've progressed not too far in this game. Oh yeah, I gotta move that. Oops, wrong way. But it's just such a good game. I'm trying to remember which way I'm supposed to go. Oh yeah, down here, I think. But yeah, it's just an old samurai tale. That's all you're playing.
Yeah, I mean, it looks dope. Definitely reminds me like old school player, like Omni New Show. Oh, I forgot the name of the darn game for PlayStation. Like it reminds me of that.
The one that just came out?
No. It's an old Capcom game. It's a samurai game made by Capcom. I'm a new shot. I'm probably saying the name incorrectly, but it's been a while. But yeah, it reminds me of that. Just being able to have the ability to kind of scroll around. Looks dope.
Because yeah, I mean, when I first started playing it, yeah, it reminded me of. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Onimusha. Yeah.
Yeah, Onimusha.
But yeah, it does remind me a lot when I was first playing it of Ghost of Tsushima. Because Ghost of Tsushima is the only other samurai game that, well, no, there are a few others, but Ghost of Tsushima was more scene-based and story-driven. Which this is.
Were you fighting Ghost?
Yeah, I'm in the. I have. Shoot, I hate this dude.
I would be super excited if they did like a modern day River City Ransom. Like I would love that. I would love for them to do something like that. That would really be dope. I love that game too.
But see, I mean, it's very simple and straightforward. You got a block, you've got your heavy swing. You can turn left and right. It's a side scroller. Ouch. Come on, give me the block.
My man guy got those reactions, man.
Oh, wrong way. Ow. But it's just that lady who keeps bringing him back. Over this way. See if I can get by her.
You probably have to hit her after you finish fighting now. See, she comes down. Hit her. Yeah. See. There you go.
But yeah, it like I said, it's a very fun game, and I love the style. The style is just phenomenal. River City Girls, a modern day river. Yeah.
It is, but I'm not talking about like that. Like that's not what I'm talking about. I mean, I wanted to have like an actual full 3D scale, you know, looking like Yakuza. You know, that's what I want.
They have Yakuza on the Game Pass.
Yeah, I mean, I do play that, but what I'm saying is really wanted to be like, I wanted to look like Yakuza. That game was sell regardless. The 3D model, that's it.
So if I find, oh shoot. So at the save points is when no, I thought I missed the third one. Ugh. Son of a. But yeah, the save points is when you get your health back. But they just when I got to the Nether Realm, or this Nether Realm, is when they started introducing these ouch.
That was weird.
Yeah, he does that cheat thing. I hate it. Whoa. And then you get tired.
So they got like a system, like a character system. Like you get powered up.
Yeah, in that bottom left-hand corner, you got your health meter and your stamina. The stamina is the line, the health meter are the squares. And yeah, it was like, come at me, bro. But yeah, so you have your health meter and you have your stamina meter. And depending on, if your stamina meter disappears, then you have to wait a few seconds and it comes back. But your stamina goes kind of like, what's that? Lost Souls or don't you hit me. Every hit you take, even while blocking, you take, it runs your health meter low. I mean, your stamina meter low. And if you run, then your stamina meter goes down. There we go. One, two, three. Another one. Oh, on it. Got him. Now, hopefully, there is a health meter up here, or else I'm screwed. You son of a. Ah, she went up in the air. Son of a. Come on, get her. Son of a. Whew. So now, hopefully, there's a save point up here. Oh, there it is, right there. Whew. So you have your journal. A neat thing about this game, which makes it really easy to play. Oh yeah, Sifu. I want to play Sifu.
Yeah, good too.
I've heard Sifu was great. But in this game, what they do that's kind of different. So you have your skills, and you have all these skills. But the thing is, you don't get to pick these skills. It's just part of your progression in the game. So the further you get in the game, like this one, I may have missed a side street and been able to pick up the skill. So these may be on the way, but yeah.
So you have to find it.
Basically.
Okay.
So it's not like you go through and
level up.
You have a skill tree and all the other stuff. And then you just pick up the different things, like the moon flask. And I think these are just for completionists. I mean, I do like to complete some games, but this one I more like to enjoy because it just looks nice. It's just cool. Oh, great. It's one of these. Get out of there. Don't you? You better run. All right, I got to find another way. Son of a. This way. Okay. Oh, you son of a. Got two of them now? Oh, Mark disappeared and came back.
I was going to tell you that you can, like the old saying, when at the Motel 6, you can just turn off the lights whenever you're ready to leave. Because I'm going to check. I got a full day and all of that. But It's been a full day yesterday and a full day tomorrow. So I knew we had about 2 hours, and I've done my 2-hour duty with Jacoby and the Gamers Den. But I'm not gonna stop the Gamers Den because this is Jacoby's show. So Jihad, have fun with Jacoby, and whenever y'all want to hit the end broadcast and hit that closing video, just hit it, and it will still be going live to Roku. If it goes live, as long as you don't hit the end broadcast. So just continue having fun, and I might even be watching y'all from the Roku set. But right now, I'm gonna go get me a drink of water or something that is non-alcoholic, and then I'm gonna get me that lovely thing called sleep.
You going to sleep, Mark? You can't go to sleep.
Yeah, it's allowed.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna go to sleep myself. I'm a little tired.
I mean, it is kind of late. It is kind of late.
Yeah, it is late.
I mean, it's coming up on 12 o'clock. We getting old.
Yeah, we
hey, no, if you're not doing anything, hit me up tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll hit you up tomorrow.
All right, Marcus. Nice seeing you.
Good seeing you too.
All right, later, y'all.
All right. Well, actually, Mark, we'll go ahead and close the show down. Hey, Bazu, hey, thanks for coming through. We'll see you next time.
See you next Monday, and we'll have another show. And who knows, maybe that special guest that was in the chat might be joining us. And I've also talked to a couple of people, including some folks with the Angry Geeks, who are launching a show more in that comic book space. So their show actually launches, I think, this weekend. So maybe I'll try to get them to come in on Monday to talk about the comparison between video games and comic books and things along those lines. So I've got a couple of people in mind, and I know you do as well.
Oh yeah, because I gotta talk to Mur. Mur is my buddy, and she does, she's an author and she's doing a whole bunch of gaming stuff, or she's getting more into gaming stuff. And we're gonna do Stardew Valley. We're gonna play that together. That's gonna be fun.
Sounds good. And next week we will play one of them games, either me being a very bad drawer in that scribble game, or me trying to do some like charades or trivia, one of them games that you keep torturing me with because you like.
Well, the drawing is hilarious. We might do the drawing thing. That's funny.
Yeah, we'll do the drawing. That's cool. By that time, I would have seen my cousins on Saturday at that memorial I was talking about. So maybe I'll tell them to watch, and they'll just rag on me even further. So maybe
see, that'd be perfect.
Even further.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. We're gonna make that happen. But all right, Mark. Yeah, you can go ahead and close it down since you and
Cool. I think it's that outro.
Just straight in podcast now, or in broadcast, or is it something different now?
It's just the in broadcast. I mean, there is an outro, but I wasn't sure if that was your outro or not because I never know whose stuff is where.
Oh, you mean? Oh, yeah. I gotta edit this outro, but I'll play it anyway.
Yeah, play that outro, and then we'll hit in broadcast after you play that outro.
All right.